I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but on average, I don't care too much about SpongeBob specials. They're fun enough to watch once, but I have no desire to watch them again unlike other episodes. But that's a topic for another day because the latest special that came out was pretty good, which is a surprise because it was an episode that focused on our SpongeBob related nostalgia. I think it works here because it feels a lot more respectful to the early seasons while still trying to be its own thing. With that said, its own thing is heavily skewed towards the Patrick Star Show's brand of humor, and if you're not familiar with it, it could feel very out of nowhere, but I'm used to it at this point. In the episode, Patrick's family messes with his time closet, ending up in the past in various early season episodes, and that's essentially what the plot is. SpongeBob and Patrick watch how Patrick's family changed things in the past to create some wildly different scenarios. You might hear that and think it sounds like the normal nostalgia slot, but it works, mainly because it uses nostalgia as a jumping off point to a new scenario that felt unique but made sense. Each member of the family goes to different points, which means 4 different segments, and if you ask me, each segment is better than the last. First, we have Squidina turning up in Rock Bottom when SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally go there. This time, Squidina volunteers to check out the bus station instead of SpongeBob, meaning she gets left behind instead. And instead of being scared, she explores Rock Bottom, meeting some hooligans who love playing pranks and eventually prank her. Next up, Patrick's dad goes back to the time when SpongeBob infamously ripped his pants. Cecil lifts the impossibly heavy waist instead of SpongeBob and rips his pants, which everyone loves. And because he's so naturally funny, I guess, no one gets tired of him doing the joke over and over. Cecil becomes an instant celebrity, but the people of Bikini Bottom eventually turn on him once the winter hits because people keep ripping their clothes, forcing SpongeBob and Patrick to rescue him. Now we have Mama Bunny pulling the golden spatula out, becoming King Neptune's new chef. She's not weak looking like SpongeBob, so there's no pushback from King Neptune, meaning they go to the castle immediately instead of having a cook-off like they did in the original episode. Bunny makes some questionable cuisine and King Neptune uses the chance to act like he got food poisoning, letting Bunny be Queen Bee for a bit. She does such a great job that the people start loving her more than Neptune, causing the two to have a god-off. Bunny gets taken back to the future early and Neptune gets eaten by a kraken, so I guess rip him. Finally, we have Grandpat, who goes back to the very first episode, stealing the fry cook job from SpongeBob by being there earlier and knowing Mr. Krabs beforehand. It's really sad too. SpongeBob is heartbroken and it's really hard to imagine a world where SpongeBob never worked at the Krusty Krab. Meanwhile, the anchovies show up at the Krusty Krab and Grandpat bails after making himself a Krabby Patty, which he sells to Plankton. Plankton tells Grandpat his plan of learning the Krabby Patty formula to rule the world, and Grandpat likes the idea enough to attack and imprison Plankton. He sells the Krabby Patty, or Grandpatty himself, and in a move that proves Krabs sucks as a businessman, Grandpatties go global, allowing him to rule the world. He's so rich and powerful that SpongeBob and Patrick had to go back to before he did all that so they could safely rescue him and not end up in prison for the rest of their lives. It's a fun episode and I would honestly take more of it. It did end with Squidward's family being on top, and that could be a fun angle to look at old episodes.